Talent is a big topic that's on everybody's minds here at the 4As. There's long been a lot of talk around how ad agencies struggle with talent and attracting or retaining the right talent. And we have been able to partner with the 4As to tap into our data set, which is very comprehensive. It really includes talent flows globally across many, many industries. So we have millions, billions of interactions from people on the platform, looking at jobs, switching jobs, leaving jobs. And then we have literally hundreds of thousands of survey respondents where we ask them, like, why are you interested in a certain industry? What made you leave your last job? What were some of the considerations? So we can leverage all that to come up with a picture of what's happening with the advertising industry versus some of the most competitive industries that they compete with over people's talents, right? So what's happening is everybody's sort of looking for the same hard to hire people, which includes areas such as user interface design, analytics, programmatic media buying, all the sort of hard to find skill sets. There's many, many industries who are interested in those people. And we're able to advise the agency community on what areas to focus on to be able to better retain and attract those people.
So are you dealing with the 4As institutionally? Are you dealing with the member groups, the individual agencies directly, or so operationally, how's the program going to work?
Yeah, it's both. So it's us obviously doing this joint analysis together, presenting it here at the 4As. It's us participating in educational efforts that they're leading, but it's also us reaching out to individual agencies, many of whom have come to us and said, help us with our talent strategy, help us sort of figure out what's going on, because as part of our relationship with them, we give them a lot of data that shows what an individual agency's talent flow looks like, where are people coming from, where are they going when they leave that specific agency, what sentiment, behavior, etc. We can help with all of that, and so it's a sort of two-pronged strategy. LinkedIn has had for quite some time a very successful media business, different ad formats. What we're really doing recently is focusing very much on our most successful ad format, which is called sponsored updates, which is in your feed content. It's a native format. I would say it requires what I call middleweight content to really be very successful.
What is that middleweight?
So I would say a lot of other social platforms have more lightweight content in terms of the creative that goes into it. What does really well on LinkedIn is, just to pick an example, IBM talks about cloud computing and has really interesting insights into that space, right? So they would create sponsored updates that would feature content that is actually quite substantial and quite interesting in terms of the depth and seriousness of the content, and it would then lead you to take an action such as download a white paper or do something more elaborate if you're really interested in the topic. But it's much more substantial as a content asset than a lot of other media formats where it's just like a quick graphic and some text. Here it's more about really telling a story, because people are in a mindset when they're on LinkedIn where they're willing to hear from companies. They're really interested in what's going on, and because we are able to target them very specifically based on their interests, based on their professional credentials, their company they work for, etc., we're able to give them content that is highly relevant to them. So it's the right context, the right mindset, the right fit in terms of targeting that produces very strong business outcomes in terms of people being very, very interested in learning more, following up, taking actions, etc. So that's one example of how we differentiate ourselves as an ad platform. It's that professional focus, it's that focus on mindset, and then it's very high quality content marketing in a format that flows very well within the feed, works in mobile, works on any device, and creates a great user experience. People actually want to engage with that kind of content.
So how do you measure engagement and attribution?
Yeah. It's the conventional engagement and attribution tactics that most players use, but we're increasingly interested in proving out ways in which we could make it tied to business outcomes, right? Because we have a lot of, we're hard at work at that, because we have a lot of anecdotal evidence that the types of leads that we generate, for example, are much more high quality and lead to higher deal size, a longer customer lifetime value, because again, the audience we have is very highly educated, very influential and powerful in the business context, and tends to be a more attractive prospect for companies, both in the B2B space, but also in the B2C space for things like luxury goods, financial services, educational services, etc. That does extremely well.
In terms of the ad opportunity at LinkedIn, does
Yeah.
this seem like the bigger part, or it will be a bigger part versus display?
It's definitely going to become it's already 50% of our revenue, and it's going to become an even bigger part because it just performs extremely well and it's a great user experience. And we're going to be working to make it even more efficient to allow customers, clients to really explore the full potential of it. So we're doubling down very heavily on the format. It just has done extremely well and continues to grow even at scale. It's the fastest growing product in the LinkedIn product lineup across all business lines. So we're very excited about it.